Why the hell it get you started? Got me started. Why did they get me pissed off? Now I'm about to go NFL and kick this off. You really thought that I was this off? To let anyone in my domain, they need to be taught a serious lesson. And let you strong as Zeus, that just ain't no use to go up against a madman. You can't win, G. I put you on ice like Richard Kuklinski, so stay away from shadows. When it gets dark, you make one bad move, they won't find your corpse, and the feds won't know.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Major Level Entertainment. I am your host and owner of the channel, your boy, Big Major. All right. So today, I come at you because the Giants had a win yesterday, and we are here for it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm here to talk about the performances. I'm here to talk about the numbers, the score of the game, how well the Giants played, the strengths, weaknesses, and all that good kind of stuff. So if you're interested, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. If you are new to this channel, I do try to read everybody's comments and things like that. Channel is still growing. Right now, I'm at 116 followers. Please, let's get those numbers up. Let's get those views up. Let's get those likes up. Right now, before Lewis get up in this motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about? Before I go any further, let me go ahead and give a shout out to those who have decided to show up to, Big Major's channel. First, I got to give a shout out to my damn cousin. Y'all know him as Go James, a.k.a. Chris, a.k.a. and let me cook this nigga right quick. But I know him as Mr. Fuck Around and Find Out, the barbecue brisket at Baron. You understand what I'm talking about? Because if you come up here fucking around, you're going to get cooked. I tell y'all that week after week. I don't know what you don't understand about it. Do I got to say that shit in German? Go ahead and go get Rosetta Stone so I could go ahead and it can go ahead and interpret it for me. What you know what I'm trying to display to y'all. You understand what I'm talking about? The barbecue Baron. You understand? The Cuzzo. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Cuzzo for showing up to the channel, man. As always go support. I don't give a fuck if the show is 5 minutes long. Chris coming in with that energy. You understand what I'm talking about? Shout out to Lil Sis, a.k.a. a Laker girl. You know what I'm talking about? She said, salute, Major, bro. Share, and subscribe if you are new. They go to the second person telling y'all what to do. Hey, man. Tell you, man. Laker girl. Tell you, man, you better listen. You know what I'm talking about? But she has a channel, Laker Girl 36. Please go subscribe right now. And then come back over here so we can talk. You know what I'm talking about? But go over there and do it. You know what I'm talking about? So my bad, y'all. I had a brief reprieve, but I'm back. So please go give a shout out to Sis, and please go ahead and go make her channel rock. It's already rocking, but make it rock some more. You understand what I'm talking about? All right, who else is up here? Go James says, "Fuck the Migos." That's exactly what we're about to get into. And fuck them. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck them. There go my damn nephew Joe. He said, "Salute, congratulations on the win. We broke them." So you, the Giants, could finish them off. That's what I'm. Hey, man, that's what's up. Oh, by the way, a shout out to Joel. You know what I'm saying, for his team having a win over us. You know, getting their first win over us. What was it, last week? I think it was last week. Yeah. Shout out to Joel and his New Orleans Saints, which is also my mother's team. And I got a couple of nephews that go for the Saints as well. As you all know, my mom is from Louisiana. She's a representative of Louisiana. And that's her team. My dad was a Redskins fan. We ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm talking about? But shout out to the Saints. I have no ill will toward the Saints. Like I said, it's my mom's team. And then the Saints are not an enemy team to me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them Saints, but for getting themselves up off the ground. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Saints. The Cuzzo said they held Saquon ass to about 50-some yards rushing. Oh yeah, we about to get off into it right now. You know what I'm talking about? Go James said, salute Laker Girl and salute Joe. Salute y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and get the show started. Okay, so as y'all know, the Philadelphia or the Fullakrappia She-Girls. I call them the Fullakrappia She-Girls. The Fullakrappia She-Girls flew into East Rutherford, New Jersey, y'all, which is exactly where I'm from. That is my home. That is my birth town. Everybody know I'm from New Jersey. I am exactly from East Rutherford. I lay claim to East Rutherford, even though I was born like closer to Hackensack, but East Rutherford is right there. And, so I lay claim to that, maybe a couple miles down the road or whatever the case may be. But I do, by way of East Rutherford, New Jersey, that's exactly where MetLife Stadium is. They're called the New York Giants, but they play out of New Jersey. And the main reason they play out of New Jersey and they still call it New York is because back then, when they started constructing a Giant Stadium back in when they came to be in 1925, when the team came to be in 1925, the New Jersey border and New York border was so close that in order to pull in sales, it was more marketable to call them the New York Giants and not the New Jersey Giants. New York had a nice ring to it, so it was mainly about location and money. You know what I'm saying? That's the main reason why they did it. It was location and money. Everybody knows that New Jersey, even though New Jersey, people from Jersey don't feel like this, but New York is bigger, is more well known, and New Jersey is considered the little brother. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of like how the Clippers are to the Lakers. You know what I'm talking about? But niggas from Jersey will tell you, we ain't nobody's little brother. You know what I'm talking about? New Jersey is called the West Coast city of the East Coast. You know what I'm talking about? Because so many people from Jersey, fuck with a lot of Cali cats or whatever the case may be. And New York, some New York cats got hatred for, California cats. But Jersey has a different mindset or whatever the case may be. A lot of the gangs in New Jersey actually started in Watts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's one of the biggest gangs in New Jersey that's a West Coast gang is Grape Street. And everybody know Grape Street got its original start in Watts in 1969, 1970. So that's pretty much why the Giants are considered the New York Giants, but they do play in my birth town of East Rutherford in New Jersey, MetLife Stadium now. It used to be Giant Stadium. All right. Okay, the Jets play there too. The Jets call that place home. But we're going to kick their ass out like how the Lakers kick the Clippers out. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, he's going to have to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Send them motherfuckers to Buffalo with a Buffalo. You know what I'm talking about? So that's how he does this. So we played the Eagles yesterday, and we dominated them with a score of 34-17. Now, why is this important? And why is that number so dominant? You know why? It's important because these were the reigning and defending Super Bowl champions from last year. So the lowly Giants, who have, over the last couple of years been getting their ass kicked by people in our division, the Cowgirls and the She-Girls, you know what I'm talking about? So for us to beat the reigning defending champ, which is probably the best team we've beat this year so far. Since the best game we played. I know when Russell Wilson did what he did, he did what he did against the Cowgirls or whatever the case may be. We still lost that game. And then the game that we did win, it was like, it was it wasn't nothing to really sneeze about. But to beat the reigning defending champions in our division with a relative must-win game scenario, that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? We went in there. Now, people will say, and I heard people say, well, the Giants played, Eagles, who had a couple, some major injuries on their sideline. The motherfuckers act like our offensive weapon, our wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, didn't go down. It just meant that everybody else stepped up, mainly a Cam Scatterboo. Cam Scatterboo stepped up. And then we had a wide receiver, tandem step up, whatever. Everybody kind of did their part. Even Jackson Dart got it done with his legs and feet on the ground. You know what I'm talking about? So we couldn't really get it in the air like that. We got it in the air, but it was a myriad of things that caused us to win that game. And then they can't even say that the Eagles beat themselves. No, they played us hard. We just beat the fuck out of them. I don't want to hear no excuses, because when people beat us, they're like, oh, Nobody want to hear they beat us because we were injured or whatever the case may be. No, the Giants are just a better team than what people give them credit for, and then they're a better team than what they realize. Because think about it, just about every game we've started off, we've scored in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? We started off coming out swinging. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just kicking field goals out there. We actually scored touchdowns. It's just that we start to fall apart sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So we really do shoot ourselves in the foot. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. But for the most part, once I always tell y'all this, I told y'all this on the last stream. I said, he who controls the time of possession controls the game. I don't care if we have the football for a minute longer, 2 minutes longer, 3 minutes longer. Whoever have the football the longest controls the game, and it's most likely going to win the game. It's just like in basketball. What do I tell y'all? He who has the less turnovers, the fewer turnovers, usually win the game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? This gets to the game stats. The Eagles had a time of possession total of 29.02, 29 minutes, 2 seconds. All right? That leaves the remaining time on us. 30 minutes, 98 seconds. So we had the football for almost 31 full minutes, y'all. So that's almost 2 full minutes longer than the Eagles had the ball. Now, most people are like, oh, well, that's only 2 minutes. Yeah, but we had the ball longer. You know what I'm talking about? We had the ball longer, and it comes down to who had the ball longer and who did the most with their time of possession. We had 25 first downs to the Eagles' 20 first down. We had 366 total yards to their 339 total yards. See what I'm saying? 25 first downs, more than them. We had 366 yards, and that's more than what they had. They had 266 passing yards to our 194. We had 172 rushing yards on the ground to their 73. We blew them completely out the water by almost 100 yards. They beat us in passing by only 72 yards. See what I'm saying? You see how those things are made up? We had 6 penalties. We had more penalties than them to their 4 penalties. We still beat them. We had 131 total return yards. You know what I'm saying? Kickoffs, punts, stuff like that. 131 return yards, and they had 100 return yards. So we had 31 more return yards. You know what I'm saying? Than they did. So that's that. We got 67 full plays off. They got 56 plays off. We have 11 more total plays than they have. We average 5.5 yards per play. They average 6.1 yards per play. But because we have more total plays, that doesn't matter. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here it goes. They had 2 turnovers. We had no turnovers the whole game. Let me say that shit again. No turnovers, no interceptions, and no fumbles. You understand what I'm talking about? They had an interception by Jalen, my back hurts, and then they had a fumble. So they had 2, an interception and a fumble. We had no fumbles, no interceptions, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we beat these motherfuckers. You know what? Because I hate them just like I hate the Cowgirls. As a matter of fact, Giants fans, our rivalry go back longer with the Eagles than I think it does with the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys personally more, but it's the same for me. It's like the Lakers hating the Boston Celtics. It's really the same for me. But the Eagles, I guess with the Eagles, it's a little bit more of a disrespectful rivalry. That's why I think we hate them the most, and it's a longer rivalry. With the Cowgirls, they're just they're like mosquitoes. You keep smacking the motherfuckers away and keep coming back. But I never really heard a Cowgirl diss us the way we diss them. So I guess it's like really like Cowboys look at us as like the Giants, whatever. They like moving us out the way. You know what I'm saying? But the Eagles they really hate us. We hate them. They hate our fans. We hate their fans. Even though I got a couple friends and family members, especially being from the tri-state area. Everybody know the tri-state area is New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey. You know what I'm talking about? I got family out there. You know what I'm saying? So It's gonna happen. I got some Philadelphia Eagles. I got some Pittsburgh Steelers family members. I got people that's from Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? I got Jets family members. I got Giants family members. You know what I'm saying? All on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Mostly my dad's side of the family. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I'm Giants till I die. You understand what I'm talking about? That's the way it's going. That's the way it is, and that's the way it's gonna be. If anybody got a problem with that, C. Lewis at the front gate. You know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and get off to the box scores of it all. Let's go ahead and start with the she-girls. Jalen Hurts, 24 completions, 33 attempts. Excuse me. 72.7%. Let's just go 73%. 283 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, a QB rating of 105 and 19. Okay, Saquon Barkley, somebody I still love and respect. Saquon Barkley, he had 12 attempts. He only had 58 yards, y'all. Shut his ass down. You know what I'm saying? 4.8 yards per carry. Let's just say 5 yards per carry, with 18 being his longest run. After that, he ain't do shit. No touchdown. A.J. Dillon, 1 attempt, 2 yards. He averaged 2 yards. His longest run was 2 yards. 0 touchdowns. And Jalen, my back hurts. You know what I'm talking about? He got 7 yards or 7 attempts, 13 yards rushing. He averaged 2 yards per carry, and his longest run was 9 yards. And then he got a touchdown. He got their touchdown with his on his feet. Okay, for the receiving, Devonta Smith. You know what I'm saying? 4 receiving yards, 4 receptions for 49 receiving yards, 12.25 yards per carry. That's pretty good. With his longest being 16, no touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, he caught 2 balls for 9 yards, 9.5 average. 4.5 running average, and he ran for 10 yards. That was his longest run. Dallas Goedert, you know what I'm saying? 9 receptions, 110 yards. He was the one that had the most, as far as the receivers were concerned. He averaged 12.2 yards per carry. That's pretty good. His longest run was 36 yards. I remember that. I thought he had stepped out, but he didn't. But he took us on a ride, and he got that touchdown. So he got 1 touchdown. A.J. Dillon, you know what I'm saying? 2 receptions, 18 yards. He averaged 9 yards in receiving runs. His longest run yardage was 11 yards. No touchdowns. A.J. Brown, he caught 6 for 80, 13 yards for the carry. That's pretty damn good. He ran 30 long yards, 0 touchdowns. Jahad Dotson, 1 reception for 17 yards. His average was 17 yards. That's what he ran for, because he only ran that one time, 17 yards. His longest was 17. No touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for the defense, Andrew Mukuba, 3 tackles. Yeah, he got 3 tackles, no sacks, no interceptions. Zach, I'm just gonna run through this. What they sacks and interceptions. I'm just gonna run through that. Zach Bond, 3 tackles, no interceptions. Ty Robinson, no tackles, no interceptions. Reed Blankenship, 5 tackles, no interceptions. Smell Mundone Jr., or whatever the nigga name is. No tackles, no interceptions. Jordan Davis, 1 tackle, 1 interception. That was him. That was the one that got the interception. Adoree Jackson used to play with us. Play for us, excuse me. Play with us. Pause. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about. He had 4 tackles, no interceptions. Jemiah Trotter Jr., no tackles, no interceptions. Patrick Johnston, 1 tackle, 1 interception. Marcus Epps, 2 tackles, no interception. Saquon Barkley, no tackles, no interception. Cameron Latou, no tackles, no interceptions. Azeez Ojulari, another guy that used to play with us. I wish we'd have kept him. 1 tackle, no interceptions. Moro Ajomo, 1 tackle, no interceptions. Keely Ringo, these niggas got some funny ass names. 3 tackles, no interceptions. Jalix Hunt, 1 tackle, no interceptions. Sidney Brown, no tackles, no interceptions. Joshua Unke, no tackles, no interceptions. Quentin Mitchell, no tackles, no interceptions. Cooper DeJohn, these niggas suck. No tackles, no interceptions. Brian Young, 1 tackle, no interception. Jahad Campbell, 4 tackles, no interceptions. And Zadarius Smith, 0 tackles, 0 interceptions. Okay, for the kicking side, 1 attempt. This is them kicking extra point. 1 attempt for his long for 42. So 1 attempt, 1 completion. He got that 100%. Okay, their kick returning. Will Shipley, he attempted. He had 1 attempt, 22 yards. 22 was his longest run. Tank Bisbee, you know what I'm saying? 2 attempts, 37 yards, 18.5 was his longest run. 29 was his longest run. 18.5 was what he averaged per yard or per carry. AJ Dillon, he attempted 2 times, 25 yards. His longest being 25 with an average of 12.5. Punting, the punting team, the punter, he punted 4 times, averaged 53.5, which is this 54, with his longest punt being 59 yards. And Jahan Dotson, 2 attempts, 16 yards. This is the punt returns. 2 attempts, 16 yards, average 8. His longest run was 9 yards. So that's your full of crappy as she-girl side of things. Let's go ahead and get off into the Giant side of things of it all. You know what I'm talking about? My guy, you're a guy, a Jackson Dart for the passing side. You know what I'm saying? 17 attempts. He was 17 of 25. 17 completions, 25 attempts for 68%, 195 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, a QB rating of 112.58. Russell Wilson came in when Jackson Dart had a little scare, a little shake up, whatever, had to go to the tent. He had no completion, 1 attempt, and his QB rating was 39.58. Terrible. But he only had that 1 possession. Okay. Tyrone Tracy, you know what I'm saying? This is the rushing side of things. Tyrone Tracy, he had 4 attempts for 6 yards, 1.5 yards per carry, 3 yards being his longest run. Jackson Dart himself had 13 attempts, 58 yards, 4.4 yards per carry, 20 was his longest run, and he had 1 touchdown off of that. And Cam Scatterboo, you know what I'm talking about? Or Bo Jackson, you know what I'm talking about? Or Saquon Barkley, you know what I'm talking about? Or Derrick Henry, or Eddie Lacy, or I could go on and on and on and on and on. But Cam Scatterboo, you know what I'm talking about? The running back of the future of the New York Giants. You know what I'm talking about? The New York Football Giants. 19 attempts, 98 yards, 5.1 yards per carry, 18 yards being his longest run, and he gave you 3 touchdowns. Wait, hold on, let me say that shit again. It almost don't sound real. 3 motherfucking touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen, on the back of a Cam Scatterboo. You know what I'm talking about? With the 18-yard run, and he was cracking up through the line. Hey, Cam Scatterboo is the guy now. You know what I'm talking about? Thanks to Cam Scatterboo stepping up. That kind of made not having Malik Neighbors out there, you know, make me feel kind of, you know, I felt kind of safe with that. You know what I'm saying? Because he has been a reliable runner for us thus far. He moved those chains. He almost plays like a fullback to me. You know what I'm talking about? He runs like what was that the running back we had back in the day, like Mike Allstott. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play for us, play for another team, I forgot. But Mike Allstott, that white, big bruising white boy, just go cut through there. You know what I'm talking about? And he got some swag to him too. You know what I'm talking about? This ain't about Saquon. This is about me and the Giants, baby. That's what he said. He said, you know what? Saquon's a great player. He had his time over here. But right now, it's my time. You understand what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? A Cam Scatterboo, ladies and gentlemen. My goddamn a white nephew. You understand what I'm talking about? Rushing, a Devin Singletary, 3 attempts, 10 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. His longest run being 6 yards. Receiving, my guy, Theo Johnson, the big tight end. You know what I'm talking about? Number 84, my number 84. You know what I'm talking about? Our Shannon Sharp. You understand what I'm talking about? Our Antonio Davis. You know what I'm talking about? What's that dude? Garcia. I forgot his name. Something Garcia. I forgot. I was about to say Andy Garcia, like the actor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Our fucking Gronk. You know what I'm talking about? You know, and guys like that. And Theo Johnson, 2 yards receiving for 20. I mean, yeah, two receptions for 27 yards. 13.5 was his average. 22 was his longest run. Wandale Robinson stepped up. Thank God for Wandale Robinson. 6 receptions, 84 yards, 14 yards per carry. His longest was a 35-yard run. I remember that, and it resulted in the touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Hyatt finally came up about. You know what I'm saying? I was waiting on Jalen Hyatt to step up. He's been kind of stone hands lately, but he's finally stepping up. He has to. So Jalen Hyatt with Darius Slayton out, that's our number 2 receiver, and Malik Neighbors out. It's good to know that our wide receiver tandem stepped up. You know what I'm talking about? And he turned in 17 yards on 3 receptions, 5.6 yards per carry, his longest being 6 yards. Cam Scatterboo himself, our feature running back. You know what I'm saying? 2 receptions, 12 yards, 6 yards per carry. His longest was 8 yards. Lil Jordan Humphrey. They call him Lil Jordan, but the nigga's 6'4", 225, 230. But his name is Lil Jordan. Ain't nothing little about that guy. You know what I'm talking about? He played big yesterday. You know what I'm talking about? That's 4 receptions for 55 yards, 13.75. Let's just go ahead and say 14 yards per carry. His longest was a 34-yard run, ladies and gentlemen. For the defense, Zaire Barnes, no tackles, no sacks, no interceptions. Javon Holland, 1 tackle, no interceptions, no sacks. Neville Hewitt, no tackles, no interception, no sacks. Brian Burns, 3 tackles, 2 sacks, no interceptions. What I'm trying to figure out what the hell is TA. What is TA? Is it tackle attempts? I'm not sure. But he had 7 of those. He had 7 TAs. I think it was tackle attempts. I don't know. Kayvon Thibodeau, he had 2 tackles, no sacks, no interceptions. Dexter Lawrence, a.k.a. Sexy Dex, you know what I'm talking about? 1 tackle, no sacks, no interceptions. Nick Jones, no tackles, no interceptions, no sacks. Bobby Okereke, 2 tackles, no interceptions, no sacks. Chauncey Galston, no tackles, 0 across the board, let's just say. Roy Robertson Harris, 1 tackle, no interception, no sacks. Art Green, 0 across the board. Paulson Adebo, he had 5 tackles and 0s the rest of the way. Raheem Nunez Roche, 0s across the board. Darius Maciel, he had 1 tackle, 1 sack, no interceptions. My guy, Cardell Flott, that's the interception of the game. You know what I'm saying? He had 3 tackles and he had 1 interception, no sacks. Tyler Nubin, 6 tackles, no interception, no sacks. DJ Davison, 1 tackle, no interception, no sack. Drew Phillips, that's the guy that got an interception for us before. That's our interception guy, the Drew Phillips. You know what I'm talking about? 2 tackles, no interceptions, no sacks. Dane Belton, 2 tackles, same thing, 0s across the board. Our kick return, Gunnar Olszewski, he had 4 attempts, 103 yards, 25.75. We'll just say 26 yards per carry, 37 being his longest run for no touchdown. Okay, the punting unit, our Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillian. You know what I'm talking about? He punted 4 times, 42.75 yards. Let's just go ahead and say 43 yards. And his longest was 52. Our punt return, I think we need another punt returner and another kick returner. Gunnar Olszewski is cool, but he's a little too slow for me. He's a little too slow. I would rather have somebody like Jalen Hyatt down there, somebody like that, who's a speedster a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But Gunnar is consistent. I'll give him that. He turned in 3 attempts for 28 yards, 9.3 yard average per carry, and 15 yards was his longest run. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is the box scores for the New York Giants and the Eagles. Now, going to point out the things that I saw that, of course, we can work on. Of course, with any win or loss, you're always going to analyze why a team won and why a team lost. You know what I'm saying? You're going to give us critique and you'll give us praises. While I do praise us for beating the crap out of a division rival, one of our most hated division rivals, I do must say that there is some things we have to learn how to do slightly better. Now, we played pretty much excellent football, stress-free, problem-free football almost, because we had no turnovers, no interception. We did a good job of protecting the ball. When we get down there into the red zone, we got to be able to punch it in. We have no problem moving the chains, but when we get into the red zone, we have got to punch it in. Now, I must admit, in the comparison between now and the past several years, we've been having red zone issues, especially when we had Daniel Jones and guys like that. Even with people like Saquon Barkley, we get under to the 1 or 2 or whatever the case may be. They was ready for Barkley. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know they knew what he was going to do. He's going to go over the top or whatever the case may be, or very rarely will we do a touch push or whatever the case may be. So there would be teams defenses will be ready for us. So they would more than likely stop us. You know what I'm saying? At the line, and then we got to kick a goddamn field goal from 1 goddamn yard. We can't push that 1 yard in, but teams push 1 yard on us all the time. You know what I'm talking about? We got to be more of a red zone threat, like how the Giants used to be back in the day. Our defense can't be lacking giving up chunk yards. We can't be doing that. One thing about the Giants of the 80s and the early 90s, motherfuckers was terrified to play us. The only team that wasn't really scared to play us was the Raiders. Because the Raiders was like the West Coast version of the Giants. Them motherfuckers, their tagline was a commitment to excellence. The Raiders used to hurt motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about? They had people like Alao Alzado and Jack Tatum. They used to hurt motherfuckers, just like how we used to hurt motherfuckers. They came to play us. We knew a bruising was coming. We went to play them. We knew a bruising was coming. You know what I'm talking about? Fans get crazy, get to fight in the stadiums. You know what I'm talking about? Not because they hate each other, but we were so goddamn competitive that a fight was going to break out. Sometimes a fight broke out between fans. And in Giant Stadium back in the day, when I used to go, oh man, niggas were rumble. Whenever I go down and visit my cousins, visit family, whatever the case may be, every time I go down there, I try to catch a game, whatever the case. One time we had the Super Bowl. There was a Super Bowl down there. You know what I'm saying? The Giant Stadium was hosting the Super Bowl. I went to it, and niggas was squabbing outside in the parking lot, in the cold, snowing, and it was, well, not snowing, but it was snow on the ground, frozen motherfucking streets, and motherfuckers out there fighting with Timberland boots on. You know what I'm talking about? Fighting, kicking niggas. Man, it was pandemonium, and I was all there for it. Because you know me, when I was younger, I was with the violence. I was with the bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I was one of them niggas. I was skating around looking for a fight. I'm like, ooh, did that nigga mean mugging me? Ooh. I was with that shit. You know what I'm talking? I was crazy when I was young. You know what I'm talking? I've kind of slowed down a little bit, after talking to Lewis, talk about it. Lewis becoming my spiritual advisor or whatever the case may be. He said, Major, you can't be out here fighting no more. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? You got family. People look up to you. So I say, you know what? You're right, Lewis. You know what I'm talking about? And then H. Davis just brought it home for me like, yeah, Mage, yeah, we need you around here, bro. So talking to them, now I'm less inclined to fuck you up, and I'd rather talk to you now. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, let me go ahead and consult with my two damn nephews before I fuck somebody up. You know what I'm talking about? Lewis and H. motherfucking Davis. Shout out to my damn nephews and snipers of Major Level Entertainment, y'all. So yeah, but anyway, but yeah, no. We used to be a team where teams feared. You know what I'm talking about? Mainly because we had LT on there, you know what I'm saying, and Carl Banks and guys like that. You know what I'm saying? We had, Jeremy Shockey at the tight end. We had Jason Sehorn. We had motherfuckers we had dogs and crazy people over the years. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about crazy motherfuckers. Come in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, coach, I think my toe is rearranged. My big toe is leaning up over my middle toe, and I think it's broken. Here, wait, hold on. Let me break it back in, and so you can send me back out there. Snap, break that motherfucker back in place, go right back out there and start playing. See, that's the kind of football I miss, that violence. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I got into the sport myself. You know what I'm saying? Too bad I got hurt in college. If I only got hurt in college, ain't no telling what the hell I would have did out there. I would have been retired by now, of course. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But not for lack of trying. You know what I'm talking about? So, but yesterday reminded me of the grit and grind that we willing to do. We got a running back like Cam Scatterboo. We got a quarterback that's not scared to take the ball on his foot himself. If we're not doing anything, if we're not doing anything in the air, if we're not doing anything in the run game, goddamn it, I'm gonna push it in myself. Pause. Yay. So that's what I saw yesterday. But we need to be more of a red zone threat. We need to make teams sag off us more. Teams feel good about blitzing us sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Make them motherfuckers respect our air game as well. You know what I'm talking? They did it with Eli until they realized Eli didn't have no line to back him up. Then they started, he was getting sacked routinely. What time he got like 7 sacks in the game? I was like, goddamn, protect him. And I wish I was out there because, there's always the one motherfucker that off that left side come and get him. You know what I'm talking about? But we bolster our D and O line. Unstoppable. Give that nigga a lot of time to paint. Like there was a couple times in the game where Jalen Hurts had all day in the pocket. This nigga was in the pocket so goddamn long, I went in the kitchen, made me a damn grilled cheese and poured a glass of milk. Came back, the motherfucker still dancing around the pocket. I'm like, how come ain't nobody pancaked this motherfucker yet? How come they ain't hit him for a lost yard yet? How come he still got his legs up underneath him? I would have took that nigga legs out. You know what I'm talking about? Why the fuck is he still dancing around? And niggas just falling on the ground. I'm like, oh yeah, these niggas, they playing around. They probably laying on the ground making snow angels. Hey man, what your grandmama cook? Most of the niggas in the NFL related. What your grandmama cooked yesterday? She made those oxtails? Yeah, she made the oxtails, rice and peas. Rice and peas? Nigga, how the fuck you didn't call me yesterday? Because I knew you niggas had practice. I didn't have practice. My team didn't have practice, but y'all did. Like, niggas, we gonna conversate or is we gonna kill each other out here on the field? I'm like, goddamn, this motherfucker in the paint. Hey, he was in the pocket so long that I was waiting for him to throw the ball. I was like, you know what? I hope they score. I was actually starting to root for the Eagles. I'm like, score. If we gonna let this nigga dance around the paint, we might as well reward him by letting him throw a goddamn touchdown. So that brings me to my next thing we need to work on: pressuring the quarterback. Stop hanging around. This ain't the time to talk to your homies. I know a lot of those niggas, like I say, Philadelphia and New Jersey is close by, depending on what part of Jersey you're in. The Giants are basically in in West Jersey. You know what I'm saying? They basically closer to West Jersey. That's closer to New York than Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? If they were in if they were in North Jersey or whatever, then they'd be closer to the Philadelphia side or whatever the case may be. But they're in West Jersey. But still, it's not so far apart where people don't journey into Jersey all the time. People journey into Philadelphia all the time. So it's going to be family. Like I said, I got family members. Man, I used to, when I would go to Jersey, I would routinely drive to my favorite cousin's house. Routinely. 150, 200 miles away. That's like driving from Los Angeles to Vegas. It's literally next to the goddamn door. Hey, cuzzo, I'll be up there, man. I'm coming up there this afternoon. What time you get off here? Oh, man, I get off here. Come on up here. Well, enough for me to go up there, take an hour and 45-minute drive to go up there and fuck with cuzzo. You know what I'm saying? Go over there to Sal's Submarine Sandwiches. And go get me my famous Philly cheesesteak, I'm talking about, and to go to fuck around with Cuzzo for a couple hours, and then bring my ass back across that goddamn bridge. It was nothing. So these niggas is on the field talking. Hey man, what you doing this weekend? We still on for that Madden tournament? Hey, look, listen, I don't need you niggas to commiserate. I need you motherfuckers to get out here trying to kill each other. You can hobnob and have fucking submarine sandwiches and pizza later. And cannolis later. Right now, I'm here to kill you. You're here to kill me. May the best man win. And may the worst man die. That's how I want my football games. No friends. I don't give a fuck if you my brother and I'm staring you down. You a op. You were out for 60 motherfucking minutes. Now, if you could survive me for 60 minutes and I could survive you for 60 minutes, then we could talk. But until then, I'm trying to break every bone in your body, and I hope you're trying to do the same to me. And we'll talk about it at Thanksgiving dinner in November. You know what I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen. So the Eagles do have a couple people out, but so do we. So I don't want to hear the excuse that we beat them because they had people out, because our offense was out too. You know what I'm saying? Malik Neighbors, a couple other guys were out too. You know what I'm saying? Then we had another loss yesterday. So injuries are going to happen in football, but you still get out there and play the goddamn game. I make no excuses. There's only two ways for a team to beat you. Either the team beats you fair and square because they're that much better than you, or you beat yourself by making the wrong plays. Now, the Eagles played their asses off to the best of their ability, but yesterday, it was a given Sunday, pretty much, even though it was a Thursday night football, we beat their motherfucking ass. Plain and simple. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. They didn't beat themselves. We were clearly the better, more superior team. Deal with that shit. That's what the fuck happened, y'all. So let me go ahead and go back up here to the comments, see what y'all talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Where we at? Oh, Joe. Oh, yeah. That's right, Joe. I forgot. Joe said I'm a Broncos fan. There was somebody else that said that they're a Saints fan. I forgot. Joe said he's a Broncos fan. Shout out to the Broncos, man, for doing their thing against the Eagles. Shout out to the damn Bronco fans. Joe, you know what I'm talking about? I got Joe mixed up with somebody else. He said I'm a Broncos fan. Joe's a Broncos fan. Now, the Broncos is doing their thing. They did their thing against the Eagles. So they kind of softened them up for us. And thank you, Joe, and the Broncos. You know what I'm talking about? Another team I don't hate. Like I said, they're not in our division for us to have a rivalry or anything like that. And I have respect for the quarterback to the past. John Elway was a hell of a quarterback. You know what I'm talking about? So Joe says, salute, Chris. Chris says, Cuzzo, when you going to do a show on the best players from each position of all times? In basketball, the next one would be for the small forwards, I believe. I already did the point guards, did the shooting guards. So the next one will be for the small forwards. I was supposed to do it last week, but something got in the way of that. I have to set up the pictures and all that stuff. But I'll probably do it sometime this weekend or the next week coming up. I'll probably do it. He said, I want to know you'll have specifically at the skills position a gang of wideouts that came through there. Now, when I do a show on the football greats, that'd be something different. I'm still on a basketball thing now. I'm on the small forwards now, so I'll do the football greats sometime. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I've seen so many greats within my life, man. You know, there's players that didn't play long, but had an impact on my playing career when I played football and when I played basketball, when I played every sport. You know, so there's a whole bunch of people that I could put up there. HC and PX, shout out to HC Picks. Salute. He said Jackson Dart and the Scat Pack, some dogs. Yeah, they are, man. They should be called the NYC Wolves. You know what I'm talking about? Go James said, HC, that running back they got is a beast for sure, bro. You know what I'm talking about? White Marshawn Lynch. You know what I'm talking about? Mike Alexander said we should be 3-3. Yeah, we should be, bro. Hell, as a matter of fact, we should. I'll elect to say we should be. We should be at least 4-2, bro. We should be at least 4-2. The only game that really had us out of sort was the Chiefs game. You know what I'm saying? They beat us by the largest margin, I believe that was. It was 13 points. It was 9-22. So I say we should be 4-2, 5-1 tops. You know what I'm talking about? But it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I'm talking about? We move on and we just play the people that's in front of us. Go James says, salute Micah, HC Pick says, Chris, the NFL fumbled by letting Scat Pack get drafted in the 4th round. Yes, they did, and it was to our pleasure and to their detriment. I'm talking about the Go James. Hey, what round was old boy the quarterback? And what are your thoughts on passing up Shedeur? Man, I forgot what round Jackson Dart went. I wasn't really paying attention because we were so into the Laker thing. I wasn't paying attention, but I'm glad that we was able to get him. I kind of knew we would get him, but I wasn't paying attention to the draft, the NFL draft like that. But and Shedeur, it could have went either way with me. It didn't make me no difference on that situation. I didn't really have anything to say about that. But I just hope that he went to a team that would accept him, a team he can blossom at and grow at least 5 years. And then if he wants to move on or whatever the case may be, then let it be on his timetable and let him be healthy enough to go to another team and he can blossom with that team. And he'll be a quarterback for a long time if he just stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Don't get into the emotionality of the game. Just, let the game come to him and he'll be just fine. Go James says, HC Picks. Hey, I don't know how you know, bro, but I saw that guy that one game, and that shit was amazing and nasty at the same time. Hell yeah, facts. Joe said, Cam Scatterbull is a beast. I wanted us to draft him. That's baby Marshawn. Yeah, and he got confidence, too. He run with conviction. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't scared to run that ball. You know what I'm talking about? And he ain't even 6 feet. I think that nigga like 5'9", 5'10", or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker do run like a fullback, Cuzzo. Said that motherfucker like a fullback. And the running back's body, he's a decent pass catcher, too. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Joe said, I think the Giants should trade for a wide receiver to fill the void of Neighbors. I believe. Although Wink Robinson is good, another dependable de facto option would help. I like Theo Johnson too. Yeah, Theo Johnson at that tight end position is great. You know what? I would elect to get Odell Beckham back, not for us for him to save us or anything like that, but just for that veteran presence. I think that he's learned a lot in his time. If we can get him back, obviously he wants to come back. He wants to retire a Giant. He never wanted to leave in the first goddamn place. I never wanted him to leave in the first place. But if he can come back, he can be an exceptional, short yardage, reliable catcher, a receiver that we could push for. He still got the passing play. I say let him get out there and play. And Odell Beckham's only 33 years old. So even though injuries have kind of gotten him, even if he's lost a couple steps, but he still has a few steps left in him, I'll go get him just for the fuck of it. And I think he'll play for anything at this point. Give him $1 million. He'll come back and do what he does. That's what I'm talking about. HC Pick says Jalen Hurts almost threw a pick six. Well, he threw one. You mean he almost threw another one? He threw one right into our hands. You know what I'm talking about? Right into the hands of Cardell motherfucking Flott. And he almost took it all the way home. You know what I'm talking about? Go James says, Hurts got to carry them boys now, but I think he can play ball well. Yeah, he can play. He got the heart to do it. Like you said, his consistency, his lack of big game play consistently shows in games that are winnable for them. He good. It's just not good enough without major help. That's facts. We was on his ass like a cheap suit because we knew what he was capable of doing. But I think they may not have said it, but I think they came in thinking it was going to be an easy win. And that cockiness and arrogance, they paid for it dearly. Autism Cottage 81, he said, what up, bro? At Major Level Entertainment. What up, dude? What it do, young man? He said, hey, chat room. Go James says, he caught 2 balls. It's crazy work, cuzzo. But I got you, though. Yay. Oh, wait, hold on now. Somebody go ahead and take my damn passport away from me. I'm getting away with highway robbery. You understand what I'm talking about? A motherfucking Davis, my damn nephew. He says, hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all better subscribe right now. Unc should be at, what do you say? Unc should be at 1,000. Hey, look, man. did not tell y'all what would happen if H. Davis came up in here. Now, I only got 116 followers, right? He said I should be at 1,000. Not next year, not next month, not in 2 years. I should be at 1,000 right now. Now, that means somebody ain't doing something. Somebody ain't listening. Somebody ain't following instructions. Now, starting next month, I'm going to start sending out Major Level Mafia to knock on doors to get people to realize, hey, look, Major Level Entertainment is here to stay. I exist, goddammit. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not the biggest channel on YouTube, but I'm the rawest. I'm the realest. You know what I'm talking about? I'm the realest nigga on YouTube. You know why I'm the realest nigga on YouTube? Because I don't give a fuck what come out my mouth. I'm going to tell you that truth, whether you like it or not. And you know what they say? The truth could never be considered disrespect. I'm going to give you that real, raw spiel every single time. When I told y'all we was going to invade another nigga channel, what we do? We invaded the nigga's channel and made the nigga start talking about football now. Don't talk about basketball no more, bitch. Because we taking over this motherfucker. Don't fuck with Major Level Entertainment and crew. You know what I'm talking about? We the dogs of the Lakers in 5 universe. We're the wolves and the hounds. Show your teeth. Bite, motherfuckers. You understand what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? So let's get this shit going, yo. Raw, real, uncut. That's about to be my tagline. Major Level Entertainment. Raw, real, uncut. We say what the fuck we want, we do what the fuck we want, and we real about it. Whether you like it or not. You don't have to like it, but you will respect that Major Level Entertainment and the Major Level Mafia, goddammit. You know what I'm talking about? Go James says, Mike Allstott play for the Bucks. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Cuzzo. Mike Allstott. I said, what I call his name? What that nigga say? Cam Allstott? Yeah, Mike Allstott. He played for the Bucks. That's right. That nigga run like Mike Allstott. You know what I'm talking about? Autism Cottage Boy 81 said, is Jalen Hurts overrated, Major Level Entertainment? He's a good quarterback, but he ain't as good as people make him out to be. I'll say he might be slightly overrated. Yeah, he'll be slightly overrated. Autism Cottage Boy, in your opinion? Yeah, that's my opinion, bro. Excuse me. Go James says, Brody H and D. You know what I'm talking about? HC and PX. He said, Chris Scat Pack mom said, or he said, Chris Scat Pack mom said he used to want to put on shoulder pads when he was little and run into telephone poles on purpose. Sound like me. Sound like my kind of guy. You know what I'm talking about? My big brother, one of my big brothers will tell you, man, we had an old 1966 Volkswagen in the backyard. It used to belong to my uncle. We had it sitting in the backyard. We had it back in the backyard for my whole childhood until we moved out of that house. And then we ended up selling it to a junkyard or whatever the case may be, my dad. Bro, I used to tackle that motherfucker. It didn't have no engine in it or nothing. And then once I realized, I said, wait, hold on. I'm going to try to pick this mother. And I used to get behind it and pick it up. I used to pick up the Volkswagen and kind of like curl it. I can't tell you how much weight that was, but the engines, the motors are in the back. But I pick it up from the front. I found that picking it up from the front was a little easier because the front was the trunk and the back was the hood, was the engine, with the engine compartment. So it was heavier back there. But I would do that in my early teens. And then when I got about 17, 18, or whatever the case may be, and we moved out of the hood, by the time I got that age, I was already deadlifting that motherfucker for reps. Matter of fact, it was parked in the backyard. I was able to pull it out of its spot. I did. Tires all the way full flat. Do you know how hard it is to move a car if the tires is fully flat? And I elected to pull that motherfucker out. You know how I did it? I had a big ass dog chain back there in the backyard. Wrapped that motherfucker around my waist. Hooked that motherfucker to because the way the Volkswagen was set up, the bumper was a metal bumper. So hooked that motherfucker to the bumper, tied it, locked it in place, and pulled that motherfucker with my hips, body weight. I was a powerful nigga. Still am. Just old now. But I pulled that motherfucker out of that grass and that mud and that dirt. I've been sitting back there for years. I was almost damn near a baby when that motherfucker was over there. So that motherfucker sit back there, dirt and soot and tires and got flat and almost melted into the goddamn pavement, the ground. And I pulled that motherfucker up out of there with my body. That's what my older brother knew then. He was like, yo, you build different. Ain't none of us in this fucking family as strong as you. What the fuck you come from? I was like, I don't know. I just woke up like this one day. You know what I'm talking about? I owe my strength and all my abilities. I have to say I owe it to two people. The man upstairs, you know what I'm saying? God Almighty himself. He gave me natural gifts, abilities. Of course, my parents, my dad, he was a bull in his time, whatever, 60s and 70s, whatever. He was a bull. He ran around with Tookie, he was big. All them Crip niggas was huge. But if it wasn't for Lewis working with me, telling me, hey kid, it was Lewis in my ear telling me, hey kid, you got it. You just gotta have the heart to make sure that you already got your put in the work. You already got your power. You got your strength. Well, I'm gonna show you. Your Uncle Lewis, he gonna show you the way. I'm gonna show you how to really get to that next level. So if it wasn't Lewis squawking to me all goddamn night about, you know what I'm saying, how to perfect my game and perfect my lifting techniques and get me to the swollest I can get to. If it wasn't for Lewis, man, I'm telling you, I don't know what I would do. You know what I'm talking about? Lewis went from being my damn uncle to my nephew. And the only reason I call him nephew is because he allowed me to do it. If he told me, hey, man, you stop calling me that, because remember, I helped raise you. I was scared when you first pick up a football. If he told me to stop, hey, man, I got to listen to Uncle and Lewis. You know what I'm talking about? And shout out to Lewis. And Goat James says, HC, yeah, she built like a monster. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Goat James says, I think the TA Cuzzo means tackles attempt. Yeah, I figured something. Tackles or shit to tackles attempt. It means something like that. I forgot. You know what I'm talking about? I'll choose the latter for this assessment, though. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Cuzzo. Michael says, if we need a speedster, why not look at bringing back Dante Turbo Miller? Yep. Yeah. I will take that. Autism Cottage Boy 81 says, me too, Goat James, and me too. Autism says, yes, at Goat. So, yes, at Goat. Goat James says, Cuzzo, you say you would go to the G-Man Stadium for games. Have you ever seen the really big guys with their shirts off at the games and wonder how the fuck they doing it and it's cold as hell? No. Reason being is because when you're from out there, you're used to it. Now, I was born there, right? I'm used to it because there will be times where, like whenever I was out for school in the summer, because I went to school in LA. All my schooling was in LA. I would routinely go home, and then I would go home throughout the year. Like when I became grown or whatever, if I wasn't working, I would go home every time. I would take some time off or whatever the case may be. And then when I got to the age where I started like working for myself and didn't really have to punch in a clock, I had more time on my hands to go home. Of course, I got children. They live back there. So that would give me more reason to go back home and visit. But I've always been used to it because my cousins and uncles would be some of those guys that would be out there, you know what I'm saying? Not with their shirts off, but if niggas be playing basketball in gym shorts. They be playing basketball in gym shorts and ballet shoes. Nothing, like, it's cold as fuck, and nobody batted an eye out there because they already knew. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I was more westernized or whatever it goes, West Coastnized, I kind of had an understanding. Now, when I had cousins that were from out here that's never been to the East Coast, when they would come with me, I'd be like, I ain't never been. One day I want to go with you. They would go. They never been to New York, never been to Jersey, never been to the East Coast, period, right? Never been anywhere where other family members were like me. I was traveled. I was well traveled. You know what I'm saying? I've been in both places all my life. You know what I'm talking about? Just about a little bit more than half of my life has been spent out here totally, and a little less than half of my life has been spent out there because, like I say, I've been out here since I was about 2 months. But my family, my moms and pops was already living out here. They just happened to be house sitting for an uncle, and I was born out there on one of their little trips out there. So when they brought me home, or when it was time for us to come home, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? At that time, during the 70s, they didn't really let babies that young on a flight. So you had to wait for a minute. So safe to say my parents was kind of stuck out there for 2 months. That's why the first 2 months of my life was there. And after that, when they was able to bring me home, strong enough to bring me home, I could take it, you know what I'm saying, bundle a nigga up, put a nigga on a plane, was strong enough to bring me home, came right back home to Watts, and I've laid claim to Watts ever since. And I tell niggas, I say, man, I'm from Jersey, but I was born in Jersey, I'm from Watts. This is where I began my life. I started my life there. 2 months, but 2 months, you're a baby. What do you know? I can't tell you what happened, first 2 months of my life. All I know is, the stories that was told to me. But come back and then growing up at the Watts Towers, all the Crips come around to my house and lifting weights with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Some OG Bloods that are OGs today. He knew my pops before they was Bloods and all of that. You know what I'm saying? My pops, talking about his stories when he was a junior Black Panther. He was talking about Watts. Cause my dad is from Cali. You know what I'm saying? He's from East LA. He's from Watts. You know what I'm talking about? So, so he had that. He already had that, but his ties are to the East Coast because, you know what I'm saying, uncles, and my dad's side of the family is from the East Coast in the Midwest. My dad's father is from Chicago, the South Side. So Midwest and East Coast is my dad. All down south is my mom. Memphis, Louisiana, Texas, Florida. My grandfather, my mom's father, that nigga's from Haiti, from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. You know what I'm saying? So he was Haitian Creole. You know what I'm talking about? All my dad's side of his family, my dad's side of the family, you know what I'm saying, in the 1800s, you can believe the 1700s, 1800s, my dad's side of the family, most of them came from Sicily. That's the southern boot of Italy, southern tip of Italy. So my dad's people are Sicilian. So in other words, I'm a Black Italian pretty much, if you want to look at it like that. That's probably why I got that gangster shit in me. That's probably why I be wanting to, you know what I'm saying, where, you know what I'm saying, I'm tied to the desert. Like I love the desert for some reason. Maybe it's because I know that my people that put a couple bodies off that motherfucker. I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm just telling y'all what I heard. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah. So that's just one day I'll get up here and do a full bio on myself. I know y'all know the story. I know I'm from Jersey, whatever. But I'll do a full bio on myself just according to what elders have told me, because some things about my childhood I might have forgot. I'm 50 years old. I've been on Earth for a while now, half 100 years. So I don't remember everything, but I do remember some things on my own and some things was told to me. You know what I mean? But I know I've been on the West Coast most of my life. Hence why I don't have an accent like most niggas would have an accent, whatever the case may be. But the linguistics are there, because every time I go home, if I'm home longer than a couple weeks, I start to pick up some things again. Now, when I was younger and I was going home routinely, because, this is like, I'm talking about between newborn and 4 years old, go home and stay out there, whatever. I wasn't in school yet. You know what I'm saying? Go home and stand out there for a whole summer, stand out there for more than half a year, whatever the case may be. I go out there, I come back. My the linguistics are different. I hear things differently. You know what I'm saying? Certain linguistics are different to me. Even to this day now, I go home, visit my sons. I'm out there 4, 5, 6 months, whatever the case may be. I start picking up. Them niggas got the accent more so than I do, because they were born there and generally raised there pretty much. You know what I'm saying? They was with me. And then when they got 15, 16, they was ready to move. They was ready to go back and be with their, their bloodline. So, you know what I'm saying? When they got a little older, I let them go. You know what I'm saying? My oldest boy, you know what I'm saying? He was 17 when he left the house. 17, left the house, went to go stay with one of my uncles out there. And when he didn't want to stay with the uncle no more, I already had a house out there at that time. I said, when you get 18, you can take over the house I have out there. You know what I'm saying? And then once he got the house, I gave him the house, which is my second house. I gave him the house out there. Then that's when his little brother was like, "Hey, Pops, I want to go stay with bro." How could I turn him down? I just said, hey, man, y'all watch out for each other out there. I'll come out there to see y'all when I see y'all, but I'm not leaving to go out there and live myself. And y'all just look out for each other. And I knew that was going to be cool because, like I said, I got a mafia of family members out there, yo. They were always going to be safe in Jersey, Brooklyn, wherever they went, because, like I said, most of my dad's side of the family to this day is still out there in New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Boston. I got people down on my dad's side, and Maryland. You know what I'm saying? All up in all on the Eastern Seaboard. You know what I'm saying? My dad's side of the family, Midwest. I got people in Detroit. Anything above the Mason-Dixon line. You know what I'm saying? My dad's side of the family, I got them. My family is a well-known family name. My grandfather, excuse me, my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was actually an associate for the mob. You know what I'm saying? He was a Chicago hitman, my great-grandfather, real-life hitman, working with Tony Accardo for the outfit. This is before Al Capone. So I'll tell y'all that history on another show. Tell you the history show. I got deep roots on the East Coast, and my family on my dad's side has been in New York, in the New York area for almost 200 years. Before that, we wasn't in America. They was over in Italy, like I said. So I got a rich history. So the major y'all know today, I got a rich, deep, dark bloodline history behind your boy. And that's the reason why I am the way that I am. Y'all know why I'm so gangster? Because it's in my motherfucking blood. You know what I'm talking about? That's the way it is. So anyway, y'all, enough about me. I'll talk about me later. I don't want to sound selfish or anything. Yeah, it's just about the Giants. This ain't about Mage right now. I'll tell y'all about me later. Y'all talk about that. Y'all can ask me all the questions you want to ask me. Y'all talk about. Michael says, pause, yay, real for pushing in on it. Oh, man, hold on now. Somebody go ahead and take my passport. Mike Alexander says, hey, Scat Pack is kind of like a hybrid fullback. Yeah, he is. He is, bro. Autistic cottage boy. You know what I'm talking about? Carson Wentz or Jake Cutler, which is better? You know what? I don't care. Carson Wentz, I'll give him a slight edge. You know, he was. I got to say Carson Wentz. I don't care. I don't care enough to even make that assessment. He said, talk to me, Major Level Entertainment. Hey, man, I'm talking. Goat James is laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? What I do, what I say, cuz-o. He said, watching the highlights. Oh, boy, Jack's running that bitch. How the fuck was Daniel Jones asked that trash? Hey, man, I don't understand it. I'm gonna say it was our O-line, man. He had no outright protection because he's balling over there with the Colts now, so I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know if it was him or us. You know what I'm talking about? Mike Alexander said Eagles got some drama going on, don't they? Thought I heard something. Hey, man, could be on to something. Who knows? H motherfucking Davis. He said, what it do, Go James Brody? You know what I'm saying? Mike Alexander says, LOL. Major said last week, we're going to give real, raw, right. Real, raw, and right. That's what it said. Real, raw, and right. Thanks, Mike. I said real, raw, and uncut. Real, raw, and right. That's what we're going to do. You know what I'm talking about? Goat James says, man, Cam first touchdown. Dude standing in the end zone. That man made a business decision to take it and to try to get that tackle. Weak ass Eagles. Hey, this quarterback got some heart, man. He gonna take the bumps and bruises like a motherfucker. I like this quarterback. I like him. And Davis is laughing at me. There he is, the bandwagoneer. It's about that time. I need to go across the street and ask him for some flour. I'm getting ready to make some. I don't know. I'm getting ready to make something. Fry some chicken, goddammit. Yeah. And my damn neighbor across the street, the bandwagoneer. He said, we the current champs, Goat James. Hey, the bandwagoneer, my damn neighbor across the street. We just beat y'all ass. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You jabroni, it doesn't matter if you're the champions. The Rock says this. The Rock says, yo. You know, talk about Goat James says bandwagons, them motherfuckers ain't with this shit this season. If I gotta make sure of it, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Micah says nowadays, Major would casually go to Carson Street in Vermont
and one arm curl mobile homes and run tell that. Hey, you better tell him, Micah. Cause I get tired of warning niggas. You know what I'm talking about? At the end of the day, I'm sick Lewis on you. Let Lewis tell you. You know what I'm talking about? And Bandwagon says, go Dodgers. Hey man, didn't the Dodgers get eliminated yesterday? I'm not sure. Somebody tell me. So that's both of my baseball teams out, the Yankees and the Dodgers. I'm like, oh. Well, now I can focus on the Lakers and the Giants. See what they gonna do. Bandwagon says, go Eagles, go Dodgers, go OKC, Ohio State, soon to be Aces, etc., etc. Y'all better listen to the bandwagoneer when he speaks, you know. Go James says, this shit crazy, cuzzo. Jack's ass running like he a damn running back. That shit gonna make y'all a triple option threat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Land, what do we call it? Land, air, surf and turf, air and earth and air. You know what I'm talking about? Man, let's see what he does. He said, hell no. Lewis running from 7-Eleven. Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about? He was a little older when that happened. You know what I'm saying? But Lewis used to be a goddamn beast when he was younger. You know what I'm talking about? Go James says, damn, this motherfucker was pulling guy off at that goal. Yeah. This motherfucker is a power lifter or something. He's not a regular football player. Nah, can't be. Well, you know, most football players, they train with power lifters or train like power lifters. You know, you got to have a certain level of power, strength to be out there on that field. Got to. You know what I'm saying? That's why 225 is the lifting standard. You got to lift 225. You got to get it up. And a lot of even those young noodle arm receivers and quarterbacks, you'd be amazed at how many times the motherfuckers can get up that 225. A lot of regular big civilians on the street can't even push that. I hit 225 right now routinely for reps. That's nothing. The most I've ever maxed in reps for 225, I hit 225 42 times. This was in my 20s though. I hit it 42 times. Can I still hit 225? Yes. Can I hit it that many times? I haven't tried it, but I'm sure I can't because of the glenoid fracture that I have in my shoulder, my left shoulder side. But the last time I hit 225 for reps was about, I say maybe during COVID. So yeah, about 45 years old. And I hit it 27 times. So I hit 225 27 times 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure that's gone down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I can get it up 20 times. Still 225, still get it up 20 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure. But I haven't really lifted big time weights in a while. You know, I'm getting older. I don't have the need to do that now. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need to do that. No, I'm big. I'm never going to be small. Pause, yay. That's never going to go anywhere. And I don't lift competitively anymore. Now these days, I just lift to stay strong, you know, to try to stay as strong as I can stay. But one thing about it, no matter who you are, gravity takes hold and sets in, and age comes a factor, and you will lose a little bit of your power. That's just the nature of the world. Back in the day, I really did used to be able to curl cars. Now, the only thing I'm curling is Subway sandwiches to my face. You know what I'm talking about? And Goat James said, did you see Scat Pack on the first or second touchdown where he threw that elbow at old boy at the end zone? This rookie putting fear in back. Yeah, that's what I like. We need that back, man. You know what I'm talking about? Cuzzo says, hey, Cuzzo, you remember y'all had that nigga Golden Tate's ass? Yeah, I remember Golden Tate. You know what I'm saying? Golden Week. Man, y'all niggas, he said, y'all niggas came a long way from the past couple seasons. Yeah, man, and I like it. Even if we don't do nothing this year, fully do anything this year, next year, with Jackson Dart at the helm, the first 3 games, I believe we take the first 3 games. You know what I'm saying? We may do something this year. We may not do anything, but I'm proud of where the trajectory of the team now. And I can't wait to see what we do. Mike Alexander, forget Golden Tate. Forget him. Yeah, he's forgotten. Micah, Go James says, Micah, hell yeah, I'm watching that shit now. That's why I say, bro, dude made a business decision with not making that tackle. If he could have made it, because dude ain't no hoe, he's not going. Hey, facts. Go James laughing at Micah. Autism says, Micah, salute. Autism says, what up, bro, Micah? You know what I'm talking about? Anime God Dante. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Good seeing you up here, brother. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go ahead and get you that wrench soon. I ain't seen you in a minute. He says, man, that G-Man D-line clamped up Saquon, held his ass to 50 yards. A bomb ass she-goose. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what the fuck I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the game. And that is the show for today, Major Level Entertainment. Please, once again, if you are new, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. Like H. Davis said, I need those 1,000 subs. Didn't I tell y'all what would happen if I got to 1,000 subs? If I get to 1,000 subs by a certain time, somebody, I'm not saying it's you, but somebody you know is going to win 500 crispy smackaroonies. Now, you could take it in EBT, you could take it in a check, you could take it on Chime, you could take it on Zelle, you could take it on Venmo, you could take it on Cash App. I don't give a damn way you take it. But all I know is that if I get 1,000 subs, somebody getting 500 big ones from me. That's all I'm saying. So if you want that to happen, you better start letting your friends know, your neighbors know, your cousins, your brother, your mom, your uncle. And tell them when they come over here, they're stepping into a Yankee stadium. It's gonna be bats and bats swinging. You know what I'm talking about? So duck. You know what I'm talking about? It's raw over here. It's real over here. It's right over here. So don't be afraid of Major Level Entertainment. Everybody over here is family and a part of my goddamn mafia, the Major Level Mafia. If you understand what your boy is saying, holla. Autism Boy said, yeah, facts, Major Level Entertainment. Anime God says, he says, Jackson Dart and Cam a scatterboost on big dogs, you damn Skippy. The Grand Bandwagoneer says, Saquon having a down year. Yeah, he having a down year for sure, for sure. And I still got love for Saquon, always will. Said, like, share, and subscribe, says Cuzzo, right now. The band says, where will the bandwagon go next? A Bandwagoneer. Don't go nowhere. Stay home because I'm getting ready to knock on your door and ask for some goddamn wheat flour so I can fry this damn chicken for these kids. You know what I'm talking about? Autism says, and nowhere at the bandwagon. You ain't going no damn where. I send H. Davis to block the front door and Lewis to block the back door. Now, do y'all want me to bring Lewis up around this motherfucker? Because he was just here. Band says Cuba's on the Lakers. He's on Lakers in 2K. Major A. Y'all, Cuba got a 99 rating. Y'all better know. This is something you gotta know. You understand what I'm talking about? Autism Cottage Boy says, hey, look, he says, hey, look, to answer the question, the bandwagon here. The bandwagon says Luka, Reeves, Bron, Cuba, Ayton. Hey, that's the way it should be. It should be Luka at the point. Reeves, well, I'll say Cuba since Cuba out there. What are you, Cuba? You running the point? What are you running? Point, shooting guard? Why do you got Reeves out there? Take him out, put Marcus Smart in. What you doing? Y'all ain't gonna win the championship that way. It should be Ayton at the 5, Bron at the 4, Cuba at the 2. I would go ahead and throw Vandal out there for added defense. You know what I'm saying? At the 3. Oh, you power forward. Okay, so it's Ayton. You power forward. LeBron is at the 3. Luka is running the point, and put Marcus Smart in there at the 2. Oh, he's overall 85. Oh, okay. Hey, you know what I would do? I would create Lewis and put Lewis there and make Lewis your backup center to Ayton. Lewis is 6'10" in real life. Lewis is 6'10", 285, solid muscle. So if I was you, I'd go ahead and throw Lewis up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody for showing up to the channel. He said Smart is in the 70s overall. Reeves is 85 overall. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Well, Smart been in the league for a little longer, so, of course, Reeves is going to be a little higher than his, but we all know, Marcus Smart's defense is better. You know what I'm talking about? What an 85 mean? Put his ass on the bench. Yay. Hey, look, that's what I'm saying, Go James. Put him on the bench. We don't give a fuck about 85. This is Reeves. Put him on the bench. Cuba? Lewis? Yeah, look up, man. Hey, go to Cuba house right quick. I'm on my way right now. Get about to shop at Randy and get a blueberry cake donut. You want one? Hell yeah, I want one. Hey, I'm about to go over here in a minute. Hey, Cuba, here come Lewis. Shout out everybody. I gotta go on ahead and get up out of Chung. But please tune in for another edition of Major Level Entertainment. When you see me pop up a show, hit that notification bell so you can be one of the first people to be notified when I get ready to go live. So you can go ahead and put something down in the comments of when I go live. On behalf of Major Level Entertainment, on behalf of the Major Level Mafia, this is your boy, your uncle, your cousin, your neighbor across the street, your goddamn friend, your big brother, a major. Peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful weekend.
Everything I do is major. I'm getting major paper. Every time I whip a track, the shreds like a cheese grater. When I hit your spot, it ain't no way that no one can save ya. Like I said before, anything I do, I'ma do it major. Everything I do is major. And I'm getting major paper. Every time I whip a track, the shreds like a cheese grater. When I hit your spot, it ain't no way that no one can save ya. Like I said before, anything I do, I'ma do it major. Everything I do is major. And I'm getting major paper. Every time I rip a track, the shreds like a cheese grater. When I hit your spot, it ain't no way that no one can save ya. Like I said before, anything I do, I'ma do it major. Everything I do is major. And I'm getting major paper. Every time I rip a track, the shreds like a cheese grater. When I hit your spot, it ain't no way that no one can save ya. Like I said before, anything I do,